In this episode, we get sauced the right way. Hey everybody, welcome to episode 5 of the new Why Orillia show. Today I am joined by my guest, Chris Marinakos, the owner of Momma Mary's. Chris, one of my favorite YouTube shows is called Hot Ones, and it's this show where they eat hot wings and ask even hotter questions. And I wanted to do a little bit of a spin-off since you do own a sauce company. So today we've got some wings. We're going to try 6 of your sauces today. So throughout this interview, we're going to go through these. They do get progressively hotter. We've been talking a little off camera about how scared we are for the end. So just know that you guys are probably going to watch us die a little bit. So before we get into the wings, tell me a little bit about, for the people who don't know who you are and what you do.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. So I'm Christopher Marinakos, president of Momma Mary's. So what I do is I make you, the consumer, look like rock stars in the kitchen. So I create barbecue sauces, pasta sauces, salad dressings, using my mom's homemade recipes that she's been using for many decades now. And now that we're into retail and food service, it's just taken off, which is good.
Right. Amazing. And I know that your parents own a restaurant in town, and that's sort of how things got started with the sauces. So speaking of the sauces, let's get into the first wing. We'll make sure that we're eating the right one. This is the relaxed sauce.
So it's a mild.
This is as mild as it comes. Yeah. Really no Simple. Spice to it. Let's give it a whirl. It's amazing.
One of my favorite sauces too. So fairly simple. Most families can have this type of sauce because it is enjoyable with kids. So if you're having a large party or get together, that would be a more common sauce to use.
And at the risk of having a major copyright infringement, you can put this on everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
So while we're enjoying this one, I want to get into the first question, which is how things got started. So I'm fascinated with businesses and how they grow and how things evolve over time. But what's most interesting that I have really reflected in my own journey, I'm interested to hear about yours, is that moment where it started, where you're like, you went from this idea of, these sauces are great to, I'm going to put this in a bottle and I'm going to sell it. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so obviously eating my parents' food at Tops and Pizza for all my life, basically. And I was overseas in France playing pro hockey. And on the plane ride back, I was just thinking of what am I going to do with the business? And this was something that I was really thinking about. Like basically I had 9 hours or 8 hours to think about. Right. So when I landed, like basically the first thing, I see my mom, I see my brother, they picked me up from the airport, and it was like, you know what, I'm going to bottle your sauce. Like it wasn't even a hello or right. How are you, I love you, right. Whatever. It was just like, I'm bottling your sauce.
And she had no problem with royalty issues?
Well, I always said that I put her face on the bottle, so that was her royalty. But yeah, basically, yeah, and from that she was like, well, both my parents were they were just nervous at the fact that I don't know, and confused that they must have thought that I hit my head again. So, but it just my parents. It took us a while to finally get that recipe. It took us about a year and a bit to finally get because my mom doesn't measure. Any good cook basically doesn't measure, throws in anything. And so yeah, basically it took us about a year to figure that out. Once we got it, it was like a no-brainer. So we had to go to a nutritionist, get all that information, and then basically from there it was not smooth sailing, but it was a little bit easier to know what it was basically giving on a daily value.
Well, the first one has been spectacular so far. So the relaxed is absolutely amazing. The next one that we're going to get into, And I'm sorry I'm rude. I didn't give you a chance to finish the first one.
No problem. No worries.
This is the sweet barbecue sauce. So again, this is mild, like relaxed. Is there any more kick to this one?
So a little bit more sweetness.
Okay.
Again, enjoyable for most families. But yeah, it's got a little bit of a sweeter and maybe a smokier taste to it.
Okay. So you've got 3 here that are everybody can use them, and then these are like the kick your ass.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. Three that like obviously for different palates. Because obviously not everyone likes maple, not everyone likes just a sweet or a mild, right? So kind of targeted 3 different types of audiences in kind of the mild category.
Let's give it a whirl.
Cheers. This one's good. This one's really good. Another favorite, right?
Mm-hmm. These are sauces you can put on anything. And it's sweet, but it's not too, it doesn't have that like sugary, like ketchup taste to it. Like it's sweet, but it's like a real, you can taste the ingredients in that.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
We tried to simplify everything. So, I mean, if you look at our ingredients compared to other types of sauces or dressings out on the market, a lot of the products are filled with sugar, right? That's kind of like why it tastes so good. So we tried to make it as less sugar as possible and as less allergies or allergens as possible. So obviously you can't please everyone, but I think our tastes are much better than most because of our simple ingredients.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier, and the knowing a few people who really make sauces and take pride in their sauce. The best sauces are usually the least amount of ingredients. Just keep it simple.
Yeah.
Use good ingredients and let that be the star of the show. So, next question about your business. This is a show about Orillia. Starting your business, growing your business in Orillia, what has that been like?
It's been amazing. I couldn't thank Orillia for what they've done in supporting my business, but also my parents' business. My parents will be celebrating 44 years this December, so it's a long time. Yeah, wow. Yeah. So that's kind of where I want to be is take that 44 years and go to double it, 88. But the support that my parents have got for 44 years, I mean, I've tried to follow in their footsteps to the best I could, and I think Orillia is just such a great tight-knit group community that the support system is just outstanding. Like, it doesn't matter what business that you're in, people love to support you here, and that's what amazes me about Orillia.
And we were talking about this earlier, and one of the things that's amazing about the small towns is that not only is Momma Mary's in these local shops and local restaurants and local stores, but it's a type of community where people will push their customers towards these are the local. This is a company that's based out of Orillia, and they take pride in that.
Absolutely.
And it's been amazing watching from the outside looking in your business grow and continue to grow and see the support.
Yeah.
Orillia.
Yeah, and again, like that's basically I came back to start that business to add on to the existing parents' restaurant. And I think it just all started with the support system. And when I got in, it was funny, when I got into my first store in Orillia was Mariposa Market.
Nice.
And Bob was...
a good one to start.
Yeah, absolutely. And Bob was so generous. We had a meeting, him and my mom and Bob, and we were sitting down, and he just said, yeah, I'll take a case of each. And it was just like, I didn't even know what to say to that. Right. I was like, he didn't even ask for the price. He didn't even, I had no idea. Right. And just
blind trust, local business.
Yeah.
If it's the worst case scenario for him, it's not that bad. Yeah. Let's give it a shot.
So from there, it just other businesses kind of got involved in the same way, and I really am truly blessed to have all the places that I do in Orillia, also outside of Orillia too. But because it started here, I'm just so thankful.
That's where the foundation is.
Absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely. So we have one more wing left before we get into the scary parts. For those people watching, before we started this, Chris and I both sort of admitted that we are not good with spicy stuff. All right, so now we're going to get into the maple barbecue sauce.
Made with Shaw's maple syrup.
Really?
Yes.
So again, local,
Yeah.
local, everything as local as possible.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to this one.
Cheers.
One thing you mentioned earlier was that your sauce holds to the food really well. I'm really noticing that as I go through. Like, it's not, I was generous when I put the sauce on these, and it's not dripping off. It's not all over your hands. It really does hug the food well.
Yeah, so with that, it took quite a bit of time to experiment with. I don't want to say that I threw out a lot of product. I ate a lot of product in doing so.
Smart.
And that's something that is different from the store-bought ones, because I find that those are, and other people have told me that our products have stuck on the wing or the chicken very nicely.
Like, these plates are almost clean.
Yeah.
And there's a good amount of sauce on them. And I did put more of the
Absolutely, you
spicy
did.
sauce on. So speaking of sauces, this is all about getting sauced up the right way today.
That's right.
If Chris is going to have one sauce in his fridge for the rest of his life, which one, and you can't have any others, which one of these is your go-to sauce?
Very tough question to answer, because I do love all my products. Every one of them has a different, unique taste to them. That's why I have 6 different flavors. But I really think it would be the Sneaky. The one that we're trying right now.
Really?
Yeah, it's got a nice sweetness to it. I can handle the heat.
Okay.
And then that's why I think it's just one of my favorites. It is also our most popular barbecue sauce.
It is going to sneak up on me, though, right?
It will sneak up on you. Depending on your heat level, it might be more, it might be less.
Is it one of those sauces that you eat one wing, you're like, this is good, you eat 2, but you're digging into a pound of them, and by 10, you're like, oh, man.
No, it's like you're eating 12 because it's so good.
Okay.
The next couple ones that we may get into,
I'm nervous.
That's probably the 1 or 2, and that's it. But this Sneaky one is just dynamite. It's and not in terms of heat level, but it's just It's so good. And it just makes you want to have a dozen wings or more.
Well, let's eat it.
Cheers.
Man, that's delicious. That is a wing sauce.
Absolutely, yeah. It's one of my favorites. Mostly my friends' favorites.
I'm cleaning the bun off.
But yeah. But it's our most popular barbecue sauce, which is obviously you know now why.
So, I was thinking a lot about sauces, and I don't know much about them other than I eat a lot of them. It seems when I go into grocery stores, there's a million of them. What sets Mama Mary's apart? What's the big difference? Why is someone going to choose this sauce over, a random sauce that you can get in any store anywhere in the world?
Yeah, you know what? That's a great question. I hear that question a lot in going to retail stores. Is why do I want your product? And I've got almost the full answer to that, but I think what it comes down to is that it's the taste. Using simple ingredients. Everything that you see on there is what you see, what's in it. So you can read everything that's in the bottle.
Right.
But I think the overall taste of it, it's a gourmet product.
Right.
It's diverse in many ways. Obviously, 6 flavors. Obviously, being locally made, homemade. And then also the small batches that we do. We're not doing thousands and thousands of bottles.
Your quality control, your consistency.
Absolutely.
Is there. Yeah. I can vouch for the taste that, like, other than the fact that we know each other and I like to support local businesses, I would buy this sauce again just because it's delicious.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah,
that
thank you.
Sneaky is good. There's like a tiny little bit of, like, There's enough heat that it keeps you interested,
Yeah.
but it's not
Yeah.
burning my mouth off. Speaking of burning my mouth off, the next one is fiery. This could be the one that got the most amount of sauce. Mine is looking really saucy right
I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad you took that tray.
Yeah, so let's do it.
Let's
so
do
this is
it.
the fiery.
Let's do it.
This is the one. This is where it starts to get real.
This is where
the
yeah.
heat starts to
Yeah.
happen. Okay.
Cheers. Oh yeah,
Okay.
now I can feel it.
Yep. Yep, it's getting there. That's hot.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
So-
but it's good. Again, we're talking about flavor in the really hot, the hot sauces, where it's not just heat for the sake of heat. You know, where you just throw in all
Absolutely,
the ingredients
yeah.
that just make
Yeah.
it ridiculous. It's tasty.
It's and I have to try them all, unfortunately, to make sure that every time we do a batch, it's the right quality and it's the right
You
consistency.
taste every batch. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah. So
That's something that I feel like the big companies, the big stores, like the person who owns it and has the vested interest in it, I'm sure they're not tasting every batch.
No, and that I don't know.
Right.
But I'm worried about
Right.
me, right? It's
Right.
in terms of I want to serve my customers the same product with every bottle that they open.
Right.
No matter if it's their first bottle, 10th bottle, 20th bottle, I just want it to be the same
Right.
throughout the whole journey.
The show is called Why Orillia. I finish every episode with the question of why Orillia. So you could live anywhere. I know that you left Orillia at one point and you came back. Why do you choose to live in Orillia? Why did you choose to start your business in Orillia and grow your life in Orillia?
Yeah, great question. I think what it boils down to is that I just love Orillia. Again, the community is just so great. It's such a small town or city where everyone knows everyone. I mean, it's easy to raise a family, easier to raise a family in a small community like ours, which my parents have done with my brother and I. But I think, yeah, just the city alone is what separates. We've got two great big lakes.
Yeah.
You know, we have lots of land. You know, we have a ton of great businesses in Orillia. Like Orillia is just
There's a lot
amazing.
to offer.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Like
that's the whole point of this show, is to show off all that we have to offer.
Yeah.
And it's a city that, like you said, and I love how you summed it up. It's a small city where you bump into people you know
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
Bumped into you like
Yeah.
what, 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
just leaving the bank. Like you bump into each other and you know everybody.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you don't need to leave Orillia to do much. Like you
No.
have all these great companies. You have great great places to go with your family and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's really about highlighting what
Yeah.
makes us so special.
Absolutely. No, and like before I left, I don't get me wrong, I loved Orillia. I left because I was pursuing another dream
Yep.
of playing hockey, right? So I always knew that my heart was here. I always knew that I wanted to come back. I wanted to either grow the business that my parents had, as well as expand it to a different area. And I did that, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to stay here and hopefully raise a family someday. And because I call Orillia home, and Orillia's got a pretty special place in my heart.
Before we get into the last wing, and the reason we're doing this is we don't know exactly how we're going to handle this last wing, so we need to
Yeah.
get all the talking out first,
Before.
because my mouth is on fire right now.
Yeah.
For the viewers, where can they buy these sauces? For the record, before I'm sorry to cut you off, we are going to be doing a giveaway. We're going to be doing a contest shortly after this episode airs, where we're going to give one lucky person all of these sauces. But if somebody wants to buy these sauces, what's the best way to do that?
Yeah. Well, first, go on my website, mommamarys.ca.com. It'll have all the retail locations. But within Orillia, you got Mariposa Market. You got my parents' Tops and Pizza, the Coffee and More store, Country Produce, Orillia Bakery. So many, many, many great locations that have and carry my product. But if you want to go on my website and check all that information out, you're more than welcome to do so.
Yeah, I saw on his website there is a list of all the stores that you can find it, and you can also order online.
You
correct?
can, yes.
And so, great way to support a local business is throw one of these sauces in your fridge, give it a whirl, and it's something that's so easily you can replace something that's not local with something that is, and really reap the benefits. So let's do this before I
get
change
sauced
my
the right
mind.
way.
Let's get sauced the right way.
All right, here we go.
This is so stupid.
I know, I can already taste it. Oh.
I'm just eating the whole thing before I... One thing I didn't do on the show I was telling you about Hot Ones, it's customary on their last one, which is the hottest one, they do something called the last dab. And I'm going to put a link to that show on below. But they actually pour sauce on top of the wing.
Do you want to try it?
Let's do it. Do you want to do it?
It's for the viewers, right?
Let's do it. All right.
I'm sweating already.
Let's do it.
Oh, are we putting it on? I got more of the chicken on the sweet here.
I'm just gonna. Do you want a new wing?
Or a new wing? Yeah, perfect.
Get you a new wing.
There we go. And we're
Can we
dousing
have the
this.
holy sauce.
Oh. One bite, and I'm gonna be out for a bit.
I'll let you do your own, so I don't have to take responsibility for killing you.
All right. I might even put less than that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'm gonna regret this.
Oh.
Lots of sauce. All right, man.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers. Let me just douse it in. So.
All
Cheers.
right, let's do it. Oh, that was stupid.
I already feel it on my lips. This one is an instant burn.
Yeah, this doesn't sneak up on you.
No.
This is like
Hit you right in the
straight
face.
to 10 and then keeps climbing. Oh, man.
Oh,
But again, it's tasty.
yeah, but
It's so hot, though. Awesome. Well, Chris, thank you so much. I'm going to give you a saucy handshake.
Thank you.
Thank you for being on the show. Again, guys, make sure you check out Momma Mary's online, in stores all over Orillia. Definitely
dying.
get this sauce. We're going to go drink some milk or something. So, yeah.